Charlie lied to all of his viewers and then expected me to lie to his viewers too, and I wasn't having it. So
about what?
Let's see, about going to the police station, about the restraining order, about saying that he was suicidal, about saying that he wanted to kill Alina and then himself. All the reasons why I became close with him and supported him and believed his bullshit because he took advantage. I believe he took advantage of my kindness. And
well, I'm pretty well.
And then I'm sorry, just real fast. It really my anger. I wasn't even angry at Charlie. This is so silly that all I would want as Charlie's friend is for him to be happy. However, the conversations that I've had with him one-on-one, face-to-face about this girl were all about how terrible being with her was for his addiction and his recovery. So I spent time and energy talking to him about this. She insulted not just me, but most of his fans, his viewers, and yet he just welcomes her back into his life without even making her apologize to the 54,000 people that support him. And I had a problem with that. And then I woke up to this morning, him and her like slandering me on his broadcast. So I decided to, defend myself.
All I can do is offer you a different perspective of what I know about Charles.
Sure.
I feel pretty close to him off of YouNow, and we talk about private things I would never mention.
You don't have a reason to. He hasn't slandered you yet.
Oh yeah, as we've been in big fights. But I would never. It would never. Even if we had a fight today, I would never betray somebody's confidence that they shared with me in a moment where they were upset.
And let's make it clear that I have said to him, and I had said to him many times, if there's anything that what we talk about you don't want me to talk about on broadcast, please make sure you tell me. And he said many times, everything is content.
Well,
when he slanders somebody that tried to help him, that's not fucking content. That's actual slander.
Well, the day that Charles was upset, I also talked to him for a very long time, and his emotions were kind of going up and down, up and down. He's been angry before, of course. You know when you're in a relationship and you're angry. I mean, even between my mother and I, if I get mad at her, I'm like, "You're such a bitch. But I'm never gonna call you again."
Do you ever say that you're gonna kill your mother, then kill yourself? Does that happen?
I have said to many people I was going to kill them.
Okay, well, I guess we're on different pages then.
Yes,
so,
I have
defending Charlie, which is fine. I understand.
I have never told my mother that, but I've told many men that. I'm going to kill you. I wish you were dead. I wish I could strangle you because you're so angry, so mad. He never said that to me. Okay. He never portrayed those emotions to me. The only emotion he portrayed to me was he fucked up really, really bad. And he named all of the things that he wanted to fix, all of the things he did wrong, some of the things she did wrong, and how they were going to move forward and fix every single thing. He never said he was suicidal. And he just was having a really upset day. And
I'm glad he didn't say that to you, but he said it to me quite a few times. That's the reason why I said, you know what can I do for you, Charlie? What can I do? And he said, please, can you call her parents or can you call her? And I don't just happen to have a screenshot of all the phone numbers. Like, if I was lying, why would I have a screenshot of all the, I'm not going to show it, but why would I have her parents' phone numbers and her phone numbers? Just curious. So he begged me. He said he was going to kill himself or relapse. So I did what anybody who was codependent and who had 2 friends die of heroin overdoses 3-4 months ago who would do. And I called her parents, left messages on their machine, and then I called her. And I spoke with her calmly until she said that Charlie was never going to see the baby because he was either going to be dead or he was going to have a needle in his arm. And then I called her a dirty whore and I hung up. Am I proud of that? No. Was it necessary? Kind of. But I defend every move that I've made. I defend it.
Well, if he allegedly said that to you, maybe it was he doesn't remember it. I don't know. He may have been having a freak out moment from that pot you gave him. I know he mentioned that it
Oh,
made
okay,
him.
yeah, let's tell that story. Actually, Olga, the pot that I gave him was later on that day. This was the morning. This was the morning after I might have picked him up from the fucking dentist and took him to the pharmacy to get his Vicodin. Okay? The pot that I gave him, Olga, was when we were on the way to the police station, and I was turning to him and I was saying, "You okay? You okay?" And he said, "Man, I want to kill her and then kill myself. You know where I can get any heroin?" Yeah, that's when I said to him, Olga, Charlie, I know you're probably kidding, but how about I take you to the pot store and get you a Chiba Chew that's this big that I take a fourth of every night to help me sleep for my pain? How about I buy it for you, Charlie, just in case you don't like it? If you like it, then you can pay me the $12 back. Hey, Charlie, make sure you take 1/4 of that tiny Chiba Chew. So don't even fucking try to pull that maybe it was from the Chiba Chew.
Well, I didn't know what time he took it.
Exactly.
I
You didn't know, Olga.
Well, I think that at the end of the day, when people have little arguments and stuff, they can get over it and kind of look back on it and laugh about it.
Sure, I'll laugh about it, but not when somebody is saying that I poisoned him or is legit. See, I'm saying truth. What he's doing is actually what is legit slander. Like his Sunday slander, no, that's actually not slander because you're talking about what people are actually doing. Slander happens when you lie to ruin somebody's name.
Somebody just said, Olga, he plays you for drugs. I have never sent Charles drugs in my entire life, and if I did, I would admit it.
But the
'Cause I've
kratom?
Oh, the kratom? Yeah, I sent him that, but Charles obviously can afford his own kratom. He doesn't need me to buy his kratom. I just sent him a sample. Um, but as far as other drugs, I've never sent them to Charles. I've sent them to other people on YouNow, but whatever.
And nobody's judging you for that, but your tone in talking to me, and you guys on the chat tell me, am I wrong to feel this? Your tone is accusatory, my dear, and there's no place
I'm not
for it.
accusing anything because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened between you. Like, I really wasn't there. All I know is my experience with him that day. The 2 hours that I talked to him and then the texting that went back and forth. All I know is my experience with him. I wasn't there with you and him. But I would just hope that y'all would, just say, hey, I'm sorry, and kind of laugh at it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, wait, no, I am laughing at it, and you have, Olga, it's Alina, okay? It is Alina, and his
I like her.
inability. You like her?
I adore her. I think she's adorable.
Okay. Well, then you obviously don't know much about addiction, because if
Yes, I'm an addict.
well, then bingo, which is why you don't see it then.
No, I do see it.
So what do you see then? What do you see? Do you see a healthy relationship, Olga? You care about Charlie enough that you're going to promote him being in an unhealthy relationship? Is that what you're saying?
I will tell you.
Do that too.
I will tell you this. Alina is 21 years old.
I thought she was 22.
Or 22. I think she turned 22. Yeah, okay. When you're that age, you kind of go through, a lot of girls go through that period, not all, but you kind of go through that period where you want to party, have fun, go to keg parties.
I get it. But then you don't go and live with a fucking recovering drug addict. Sorry, that's not a healthy relationship. Olga, here's the point. I'm not even judging her for how she wants to live. That is none of my business. But when she teams up with Charlie, who was a friend of mine who I was helping stay in recovery, I'm going to mention that's toxic. A recovering addict shouldn't be hanging out with somebody that's in the stage of partying all the time.
But she's not. She really isn't. That has been greatly exaggerated on the internet.
Snapchat? You mean it's been greatly exaggerated on her own Snapchats then? Is somebody framing
She did a little partying after they broke up, but during their relationship, they were working out. I mean, they weren't drinking booze.
Told me a totally different story, okay? According to him, they were not working out. She had Xanax. They were please. They were drinking, taking Xan. I don't want to fucking. Sorry, Olga. I gotta breathe because.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry, you're being lied to too, and
No.
she does not. No, you don't think so? Even though he did lie to you about the pot and me poisoning him and the police station and being suicidal, right?
No, but hold on. Let me talk just for a second. She may take Xanax. She has anxiety because of what she went through last year.
Oh, and she got arrested for almost killing her ex-boyfriend?
She doesn't get an endless supply of it. They weren't just like popping them all the time or anything, and neither was she. I understand Alina. I was a lot like her at that age. A lot of people.
Charlie was on my side and agreeing that Olga, that was my whole point. Was I was an Alina back then, and I pulled the same shit with my ex-boyfriend, and so I knew that like I talk from experience, not out of my ass.
Oh, I was a lot like that too. But Charles does know now what they did wrong, what she did wrong. He told Lauren things he wouldn't tell you. Well, maybe he told me things that I'm just not willing to confide, okay? But the point is, Alina, they are, sometimes things have to happen to people, to two people. Like, I believe in soulmate, reincarnation, and everything.
I do too, but I don't think that
this is a big lesson for both of them.
True,
it really is.
You there.
And I believe that this bad thing that happened between the two of them is a huge lesson, and they're both going to take something from it, apply it to their lives, and things are going to... Why do I hide my face? I don't. I have been live a million times, but I keep being put in YouTube videos. But anyway, they're going to apply these lessons to their lives. I've sent him a bunch of books. He's reading them. And I think they're going to... This is just something they have to go through.
Absolutely. But Olga, not at the expense of 56,000 people who are paying him, throwing him money every time he gets on broadcast. I'm so sad, you guys. I'm in an abusive relationship. Poor me. I messed up. Like, he was full of shit. A lot of fucking Mark H spent like 10 grand one night because he believed and felt bad for Charlie. He wanted Charlie to succeed without Alina. I'm just guessing because guess what?
Well,
that's what people want. They want
we also have to look at it this way. Charles has decided to share his life, his thoughts, his journey, his ups and downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, with everybody.
Yep. So he should have Alina get on and apologize. He should have Alina get on because she slandered and has talked trash on quite a few of his viewers. But he doesn't give a fuck. Why does he give a fuck? He's getting paid.
Well, I think that I think in time, she'll get there, and she might come on and say she's sorry. I think that they wanted...
But, you know, like... next week she'll apologize for her bullshit. That's just stupid. It's just... it's just stupid. I'm over it at this point, Olga. I thought maybe you had, like, some extra news or something that I didn't know about. And listen, I appreciate your position. I totally do. I know that you come from a good place. But I felt his energy, and as corny as it sounds, I was there. I was there. And he's full of shit. If he can do what he just did, he's full of shit.
I was there too, and he was crying and saying he was very upset that day, but there were other things going on as well that maybe not everybody knows about, and which I wouldn't reveal. So
why does that matter though? Why does any of that matter? Like, why does that matter?
It does.
What does that matter for him, like, not being honest with his audience? That pays him.
Well, you can't be honest 100% about every single little detail about your life, but I mean, there was just a lot going on that day, and I think his emotions were going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I know. He was worrying about his 2 lawsuits. Yeah, I know.
Well, no, he just a little bit, but on that, he's more worried about...
To me, he was worried about his little baby this whole fucking time with me. How bad he wanted to be a dad, and she wasn't going to let him see the baby. That's all I heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I heard.
Yeah, he was worried
And
about
so,
that.
and so, just like that, he did it to 56,000 of his followers. We supported him. We wanted to make him feel better. And then the girl gets on and says that she was lying, and he just takes her back, and it's just gross. It's just gross. I'm sorry that you don't see it. I hope that your life becomes a bit more full so that you don't have to put so much stock into Cheetah, personally. That's what I wish for you, Olga.
My life is very, very full. And I have been in many relationships, toxic and good, and I feel like I have a lot of good advice for him.
But I disagree. I disagree on your statement because as long as you support his relationship with Alina, you're giving him bad advice, in my opinion.
I would rather give somebody good advice and positivity and tell them to follow their heart and learn from their mistakes than say, get away from her, get away from her, get away from her from one bad fight. I've had knockout, drag out fights with men. They've drugged me down the road in cars. I've drugged them down the road in cars. My mom and dad have had horrible.
Like somebody that other people should listen to. Sounds like your behavior is just like Charlie and Alina.
Lauren,
okay.
I've had a man beat the shit out of me before, so yeah, I did run one over with a car, but he deserved it. Anyway, my parents, after 30-some years of marriage, have had horrible fights and managed to get over them 2-3 weeks later, and they're in a wonderful, loving relationship.
Anecdotes are great. Anecdotes are great. We could sit here all fucking day telling anecdotes, but guess what? Those aren't fucking data or facts or actual statistics.
When my dad first met my mother, he was an alcoholic and did horrible things to my mother for the first year.
They
are 30 years into marriage and have a wonderful, loving, caring relationship.
Great story. I'm happy for your parents. However, that doesn't say shit in this. Like, sorry, your anecdote still doesn't mean that Charlie and Alina are not in a toxic relationship. It's pretty simple. Like, I don't know why
they are, but they're working on it.
I'm sorry, they're working on it? Like her fucking temper tantrum yesterday that he shared with us about? They're working on it?
Yeah, and she's going to have more. She has a right. He told me what the bad things he did to her. She's pissed. And she has a right. She has a right to be very, very angry.
Right. Yes, she does. So why the fuck is she back with him? Because
she loves him. Because she loves him.
I'm sorry. Okay. You know what? I loved my ex-boyfriend more than anything. But you know what? When he hurt me and broke my heart and left me for somebody else and disrespected me that way, I knew better. Why did I know better? Because I loved myself. And I had support around me. The right support. I didn't have people telling me shit advice. And that's what Charlie has.
Well, my mom was in that same position. And I'm glad that she didn't leave my dad because they're all happy now. And I know.
I'm sorry. So your mom had an arrest record from trying to kill her previous husband? Really?
No. But she did try to bash my dad's car out with her high heel shoe.
Great story. She still wasn't arrested for assault. Next.
But we don't know anything about that assault record. All you know is what's on the court paper.
What's on the court paper? Okay.
Yeah.
The simple fact that she's been arrested for assault, he's been in jail, and he is a recovering addict, and she's on Xanax and drinks all the time. This is why I say it's a toxic relationship. This isn't like a true or false thing. It's like a fact. They are in a toxic relationship. And anybody who disagrees is living under a rock.
If there is toxicity in the relationship, they're working on it.
Oh, great. I'm glad that they're working on it. Hopefully, he and she won't slander any innocent people in the fucking process of them trying to mend their toxic relationship.
Actually, their relationship was perfect until he fucked up that night. So
it was perfect?
It was pretty good, yeah.
Were you living with them? Were you living with them? And we didn't know that?
No, but I just know. Everything was fine. They were good until that night.
Well, I'll disagree on that. I've made comments and read many comments on videos of them fucking drinking tons of alcohol and being drunk on broadcast, and people saying for a recovering heroin addict, that's probably not the best thing that you should be doing. For a recovering heroin addict, you probably shouldn't be partying and living with a 22-year-old, 21-year-old who drinks all the fucking time. Just saying.
Well, everybody has their own life experience. Everybody has their own life experience and has their own opinion. My opinion and experience based on all the toxic relationships I've had and how I've overcome them or how I've made them better, I choose to apply positivity toward Charles and Alina because he's going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day. And the only thing I can do for him, because he asks me, of course, is to guide him and her in the right direction about communication, boundaries.
Great. Well, I'm glad that Charlie has you and not a sponsor or a therapist. There you go, Olga. Olga, this has been great, but I don't think I want to do this anymore. Have a wonderful day.